going on, everybody? Welcome back today. Once again, I have OhMGee with me. What we are talking about are the biggest changes and fixes we want to see with Marvel Strike Force. You and I both enjoy this game, but it's definitely not a perfect product by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
Yeah,
There's just some slight things to some of the game modes that would make them better, and I don't think they're drastic. Some of them are, but some of them are not.
But Mobile Gamer, since you're the guest, let's start off with the first thing on your list. What is the first thing you want to see changed or fixed in Marvel Strike Force?
Well, I didn't put this in any order. I mean, I think the most, if we're going to go with the thing that bothers me the most is a bad matchmaking in Alliance Wars.
Oh, man.
This is probably the one thing that is, the one thing about Alliance Wars, I think this is actually somewhat fundamentally flawed, is that it's time-based and, because everybody's fragmented into different time zones and you have to play at the starting of your war to get the most out of it. And we've played this in other games where it was a battle that took place over 24 hours and it was efficiency based, where you, as long as you played efficiency, I could log in anytime in the 24-hour period when I was awake, and it didn't matter what time zones, like any of that. But Alliance War is very much time zone specific. And so what this has happened is because they have all these different time zones, they've fragmented the community into different time zones, and that leads to bad matchmaking, where if they had half as many time zones, the pool would be twice as deep, and then we'd have different matches. It seems like I'm coming against the same teams, or we have just outright bad matchmaking. So there's nothing worse than going into a war that's unwinnable.
You're Hydra space
like there's
aliens,
no
right?
Yeah, there's no, and so when we're in the 20s, let's say, but the difference between us go into powers, you want to go into the power raids. That's not the right area. You want to go in. It's a different spot. You have to go into your actually go into your main roster,
or is it
go into the main screen?
Leaderboards?
No, get out of this altogether. Go to the main menu.
McBoomer over
and
on it over here.
They click on your name. McMole2, click on your name. And then you power leaderboards, and then hit strongest alliance, and that's where you're gonna get it. So we're right here in the we're right here. I think somewhere in there.
I'll find you.
We're in the 20s. It doesn't matter. We're in the 20s, but the problem is that you know we're at 187, and we get paired up against somebody that's 200, and it's unwinnable, and it happens all the time.
Have you guys been matched up against Pants of Hulk yet?
Yep. All of them, everybody, all those top alliances, you can't win. It's unwinnable, and if those people were all playing each other, but they've all gone to different time zones, so that doesn't happen. And so you pretty much have got one monster guild per time zone, and they're not playing each other because they've just gone to different time zones. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, the alliance I'm in, Lost Boys, we have not had a punch across in like 3 or 4 months. Everything that we're fighting now, we're punching up like 20-30 million, and we're still winning most of the time. I think we've gone 4-2 over the past several leaderboard times, but I mean we've had to constantly punch up, and it just gets kind of tiring, because at some point you just kind of want to get something that's a little more your level. And I mean, shout out to my alliance leaders for their coordination, how good they are. Without them, we would just be getting trashed in these alliance wars.
Right.
But yeah, it seems like it's so much more about what league you're in than it is about your power. It doesn't really factor in the power, the collection power of your alliance, more than it does factor in like your league rewards.
Well, it's
how many trophies you got.
What it is they're targeting you for a 50% win rate.
I hate that.
That's it.
I hate that.
That's it.
I hate that.
That's all they're doing. And so it has nothing to do with who they pair you up with. It's your turn to lose, and so you've got to lose. And it's their turn to win, and so they're going to win. And it seems like a dumb system because, I want to appeal to Foxneck's greed, if you will.
Yeah.
In those situations where we're going into a war that is unwinnable, like there's no point in playing. Like you're literally just like, we can't win this no matter what. Guess what does not happen? Nobody on either side is purchasing the boosts for the $10, the pack of shame. Well, configure it so that it's at least a playable war where if we really want to win, we'll buy the boost. But right now we're getting these matches where, this isn't even close. We're just not playing at all. We give up.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good experience. I don't think that's what they intended when they designed. And I'm sure they could configure their scammy algorithm, machine learning algorithm towards spending, which would be the pack of shame.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead to at least fairer matchmaking.
Yeah. Ah, man. Alliance War. We feel like we can go a whole rant about Alliance War, but let's move on. Number 2, Blitz. Now, I like Blitz. You're not a big fan of Blitz. But yeah, I mean the Blitz kind of wears people
Is that
down.
18 million?
No, God, no. 1.8.
Oh, 1.8 million. I was thinking, okay, there you go.
But
well, you're not really into Blitz if you're only at 1.8 million. You know, these people are putting up 10 million,
yeah,
20
I mean,
million
it's
if
the,
the people that are really into it.
It's one I'm not really concerned about getting Graviton, because I know that in order to take him up to the next star level, I have to get up here into the top 100. There's no way I can do that. But I mean,
Right.
I'm still gonna have fun going through Blitz. But this whole leaderboard and based off your points and like the milestones kind of feel like a secondary reward. And I know you just blitz to get the milestones, and a lot of people do that.
I'm a milestone blitzer, and the reason for that is I don't like the blind leaderboard.
Yeah.
And the time commitment to win is not worth it. Frankly, I think I would rather spend my time doing something else. And if the rewards were more substantial, I'll blitz. And what happens is that when the rewards are substantial, like the milestone events that we've had over the last couple of weeks, we've had 2 big ones, right? And I have blitzed, and I find it mindless.
Yeah.
And you know, I just don't value an idle auto mode. Which, you know, idle games are a thing, actually. You know that there are actual games out there.
Oh yeah, no, I've
designed...
actually got idle games that I play right now, and I love them.
Yeah. I mean, so there's this whole culture, and I think it's Asian, South Korean, Japanese inspired games where you literally sit at your office and you're doing your work, and then your phone is doing something, and you just push a button and it does some sort of task.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what they're doing here with Blitz. Is if that's what I was doing, like, if I wasn't using my phone for other things, and I could just look down at my phone every 5 minutes and reset it. Is that what you do with your Blitz mode? Is that you literally just look down at your phone every 5 minutes while you're doing your work?
I do a lot of auto.
Yeah.
Building up to like tier 8 on the way, I just use specific teams. I throw them on auto, and I'm like reading or checking something on the internet. I'll look over, see that's done. I'll just press on to the next match and keep going. There's not a lot of player involvement most of the time, and like we've got a bunch of like auto Blitz teams that you just throw on auto at tier 8.3, and there's not a lot of player involvement. I still like Blitz, but I do recognize that it is not by any means perfect, and it needs work.
Well, and just because I don't understand the auto mindless idle mode type games doesn't mean it's not a thing. There's a lot of things I don't understand that are real. It's just not for me, and I'd rather be engaged in a PvP, something a little bit more competitive and not mindless and tedious.
I still can't believe I run into defender teams at 8.3.
Well, it has to do with your power levels. If you have,
I know, but still, it's just funny that I've run into defender teams at this level. Because that's just that's an easy auto win right there.
Yeah, but how do you like that gear 15?
Dude,
this
took me a couple of times to realize. I was like, what's up with this gear? And I was like, oh wait, that's gear 15. A gear level we don't even have in the game yet.
Yeah, same thing there with Ghost Rider. Yeah. Oh boy, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, and then like look at this 150k punch up against this. But
I guess at 8.3, I guess there is some thinking that goes into that, and I understand that, but I believe that if you played that game mode, 5-6 rotations a day for weeks, it'd all become the same after a while, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I mean, look at see what was that? Yeah, 45 million for Ronin, which is one on the lower end. But when we see X23 here, on Thursday, I think we'll see this probably going like 70-80 million for her.
Right.
And it's just
crazy. I think the issues with botting come into question right here.
Yeah.
And I am not certain to what extent how much botting is going on. Like, I'm not sure if we all just feel like everybody's botting and it's just a handful of people that are doing it. I can't pinpoint how widespread it is. My understanding, it's probably a very small fraction, and to what extent people have been banned or going to be banned or how that is working is also. But the idea that there are people potentially cheating is maddening, is what I'm getting at. And whether or not it's actually happening to the level that people feel it is, I'm not sure. But just the idea alone absolutely drives me insane. Absolutely drives me insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And they said they're cracking down on it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to Mobile Gamer's channel, and we're gonna finish up this list. We're gonna split this down, and we'll both have a little bit to talk about in each of our channels. So make sure you guys go check out his video on this to see what else we would like to see changed in Marvel Strike Force. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out OhMgee's channel. There'll be a link down below, and we will see you guys later.